Good evening and welcome to my workshop presentation for ECFS 2009 Literacy, Numeracy and Science. My name is Abigail Rennie. This workshop is about the project approach. What is the project approach? The project approach has to deal with children conducting detailed investigations into a specific theme developed through realistic questions which they took part in putting together. The children will discover and learn while integrating reading, writing, mathematics, science, and in this case, art. The teacher's role is to support and guide the children through the process. Now, after viewing this presentation, I hope you will be more open to trying the project approach because it can greatly benefit the students. This presentation is focused on fruits. We will be discussing the benefits of the project approach. A concept web and a planning grid is included, followed by a description of the project approach classroom setup. Let's talk about the benefits of the project approach. One benefit is the children will better understand and retain the information because they took part in planning and implementing the activities. Another benefit would be it creates opportunities for multi-level instruction, cooperative learning, peer support, yes, and individualized learning. Had a bit of a brain freeze there. So another benefit is, the third benefit is no child would be left behind because the teacher has become more aware of their interests. So she can now focus on planning the syllabus in order to include all the children so they won't be bored, right? This is a concept web. A concept web is basically a record of the ideas you brainstormed, right? It shows the integration of all the activities around the chosen theme. Okay, so one example of a science activity would be the fruit oxidation, right? You can leave out pieces of banana, kiwi, apple for half an hour to 1 hour, right? And then you can speak to the children about it being the gas or the carbon dioxide, the chemicals, it being the chemicals within the fruit that reacts with the air and causes it to turn brownish. So, of course, we're going to get questions from the children like how we could stop that. So, miss, we could eat that brown thing? And of course, they're going to want to know what are chemicals. So we need to be prepared. We need to have all the details ready to answer the questions, right? One example of the art activity would be the fruit confetti painting. Instead of using a basic paintbrush or a crayon, what we'll be using is the confetti paper itself. So we would have a little glue in the outline of the apple, and they would stick the confetti paper and whatever choice they choose to color the apple in. So that is basically the color. For one example of the literacy activities, we could talk to them about the types of fruit, right? We have citrus fruit, stone fruit, tropical, and even berries. So we could talk to them about that. This is the planning grid. The planning grid shows how the project is going to be sequenced. The activities should be integrated into your daily lesson plan and not just be considered a Friday afternoon project. Now, the headings on these would be the purpose of the project, the characteristics of the children, concepts, objectives, activities for the children, expected learning outcomes, evaluation of the students, and materials required. For the purpose of this project, I'll just do this and I won't bother to go into too much detail. Right? So the purpose would be to teach the children about fruits. Characteristics of the children, they would already know about fruits, right? They may not have tasted a wide variety, but they would have tasted one or two fruits and they would know, fruits are good for you and whatnot. The concepts in this column, fruits are good for you, can be eaten every day. There are a variety of fruits. The objectives, to expose the children to various fruits, to encourage curiosity, all right, and they will be willing to taste different fruits. Activities, we could discuss fruits. Well, that would involve all the details, fruit vocabulary, everything. Paint a fruit of your choice. We know all of them cannot be arty, so at least paint something that would embody a fruit for them. Right? We have the blindfold taste, touch, and smell test, which would be guess the fruits. Or if you want to change it up and put a variation, you just give hints, and they would have to guess the fruit from there. Expected learning outcomes. They should be able to identify color, shape, and sizes of fruits. Right? They should be able to work together in groups and learn to wait their turn and be patient. Evaluation of the students, you will be looking to see if they were eager to learn, if they were interested in what we had to say, right? You want to know if they gain a better understanding from what was discussed or from the activities they did so far, right? If they are open to tasting different fruits, even if you may not like the texture or you may not like if a fruit is sour, at least they would be open to trying new things. The materials needed, crayons, color pencils. Basically, the materials needed is everything you're going to need for this project from start to finish goes into that column. Let's move on. When you have time, you can go through this in detail. I am just going further down. Right, so the project center must be free of excess furniture, because the children would need room to move freely and so they won't feel cramped. And this would lessen spills and accidents and whatnot. Floor mats and cushions are provided. This is just so when they need a little break from the work, they can sit there, or when we have to brief them on what is going to be done for the project itself, this is where they would have a seat and actually listen to what we have to say when it comes to that. Right? We have fruit manipulatives available. Right? These are so the children can play with them, because we know they learn through playing. Right? They would ask questions. Right? They can even compare them to the real fruits. Right? They are also responsible for putting these away, for cleaning them and putting them away. At least they would learn a little responsibility there. Now, the children would be motivated when they walk into a classroom and they see these nice decorations, especially if it's within the theme that we're going for within the curriculum. Right? They would be motivated to learn. They would be excited. They'll be asking questions. So it's always good to decorate in the chosen theme so that they will be happy when they walk into the room and they see that. Right? Now, being curious. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't change that. Right. So, being curious about seeing fresh fruit, right? And it will build an excitement. They would want to touch it, especially if they don't know what type of fruit that is. They would want to taste, although we have some that will see it and decide they're not going to taste it. You'd have to do a little coaxing there just for them to try it out. But it would be motivating for them to see this fresh fruit. You understand? It would be nice for them to do that. Now, space should be available for group work, right? So the children should be able to work by themselves or within a group, right? Now, the center should be decorated with the children's work. It should be up on the walls, right? Because they would feel proud to walk into the room and see their recent accomplishments. it would be something really great for them to look at. So I hope this presentation was to your liking and it piqued your interest in project approach. And I hope that you do your further research and actually try taking it into your classrooms and experimenting with the children and letting them experience what it is actually like, because it can greatly benefit you and the children once you give it a try. Just give it a try. So this is the end of my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it and looking forward to getting your comments and feedback. Good night.